Hello and welcome to the Tristar software video training series. In this video we'll talk about how to close out your month end in WinServe Plus or WinCopy using the accounts receivable module. Alright, so the first thing you need to do if you're in WinServe Plus, if you're doing service or process, then what you need to do is go to the roll-up menu and export your rated work orders to AR. If you'd like to get a look at what that list is going to consist of, you can print the rated work orders ready to export first, take a look at it, make sure you are good with all that, and then you can export it. And the reason why is because once you export the rated work orders to AR, your invoices are no longer editable. So if you need to make any changes to those invoices, you need to do it before this process. Okay, so once you export those rated work orders to AR, they'll go to the accounts receivable module for process. For the photocopy side, you go to File, Import, Checks, Invoices, and Import from WinCopy. And that will do the same function, but for the photocopy side of things. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to print our journals out in AR. So from the AR menu, we'll go to Inquiry, and we're going to go Display Journal Log. And then we're going to want to go ahead and print our sales journal, print our cash journal, or you can just print journal for all users. Okay, so if we click on print the sales journal here, you'll see that you're going to get a dialog that comes up that doesn't require any kind of information from me. So I just hit Run Report. It's going to print it off. And there's my report. Okay, so you can see that there's my report there. So I'm going to do the same thing now for the cash journal. There's no new payments to put in journal, so that means that no payments were added, no cash, no checks were received. Okay, and I can just hit cash journal for all users. If I'm running into a problem where it says that someone else is entering checks into the system, then reprinting the journal for all users will clear out that error. Okay, so we can go ahead and print, and we're good to go. Alright, so there we go. There's my reports. Okay, so once I've done printing all the journals, I can go ahead and click on Done. Alright, so when we're going to close out the month, we're going to go to the month end menu, and then we're pretty much going to follow this menu down the list. Everything's pretty much in order until you get to the very end, where some of the things are optional. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to purge open items. What this is going to do is it's going to remove all the completely paid invoices from the open items file. So go ahead and click on purge open items. It's going to ask me when I want to come purge date to. I just click OK, and we're good. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and load retainers. So this is only for process companies that have clients that are paying a monthly retainer fee for routes most of the time. So if you have that, you can go ahead and click on load retainers, and you'll go through the load retainer process. Okay, so you're going to want to put what the income account is for the retainers. If put in the retainer account, most likely, if it's coming from a particular branch, you can do that, and then it's going to be the retainer date as well. So you go ahead and click on load. Got to hit that calculate button first. It's going to say 42 customers have retainers. You click OK, and then you can go ahead and load. All right, and then the window will go away once those retainers are loaded. So the next step is I'm going to go to calculate finance charges. This is only necessary if you're charging your clients finance charges, so it's very optional. Most of you are most likely not doing that. If you are trying to calculate finance charges, you're charging your clients finance charges, give us a call and we'll walk you through that step separately. Okay, the next step is to go ahead and print the monthly activity report. So go to month end and print the monthly activity. No dialog is required for this, so it's just going to hit one report. It's going to ask you which printer you want to send it to, and then you can print that report. And there's our report for the month. So we have every account and what happened with that account, what kind of money was either brought in or taken out of that account. The next step for photocopy would be to print the sales tax. So it's only for photocopy and not used that often, so mostly the process guys will not need that, but if you need to print your sales tax, you can go ahead and do that now. And the next step would be to print out your month summaries. So we're going to go to month end invoice summary, which is basically going to give you a report of all the invoices that you have run for that month. So it's basically all the jobs that you closed for that month. It's going to run a report for all those invoices. Okay, and then the next one you're going to do is your cash summary, which is going to be all the checks you received for the month and all the cash that was applied to the invoices that were open and outstanding. So you'll run that report and it will give you a summary of all the cash that was applied that month. Okay. All right, and then the next step is to go ahead and print your statements. So we're going to click on statements. It's going to ask you what month you're running, so it's going to say for this month, October through October 31st. The statement date is October 31st. If you're re-invoicing your clients, so if you're giving them a statement of what work you did for the month plus a new invoice for each one of those jobs that's on that statement, you'll choose your statement dates. That's all based on which statement you chose for your client, either a re-invoice statement or a non-re-invoice statement. Most of you are probably using non-re-invoice statements, and so you don't have to worry about this. If you are, then just set this to the same dates that you have your statement date running for, or if you want to go back further, you can. Otherwise, I click next, and then it's going to bring up all my customers in the list. So I can either uncheck all of them and just have it run one statement, or I can leave the box checked, and it's going to print statements for all of my clients. In order to save time, I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck that and just have it run for one client so that it will just run a little bit faster. So we'll just run for one client, we'll send it to the printer, and then we'll get the statement for just that one client in this case, and then we're good to go. Otherwise, you'll have printed all your statements for all of your clients out on the printer, and then you'll have all your month-end statements. If you're paying your servers commissions, then the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and print your commission reports. So you just go down to month-end, print commissions, and you're probably in WinServe Plus, so go ahead and click on WinServe Plus commissions. But if you're on WinServe Classic or WinCopy, go ahead and click on the appropriate program that you're running. Once you print this out, this is your commission report for that time frame, and you cannot reprint this once we clear it. So in order to make sure that you get a good print out on this, make sure everything looks good, and then your next step and your final step would be to clear the commissions. So you can go ahead and clear your WinServe Plus commissions, and it's going to remove all of the commissions for the month. So we click OK, and we're all done clearing out commissions. At this time, we are done for the month, and we're ready to go. Keep in mind that if you are doing your month-end closeout, and it took about 5 minutes or so, make sure that no one else is applying any cash to invoices, no one else is sending invoices over to AR. So during that time, make sure that you're the only one in the system, and you're ready to close out the month. Next thing I do will be work on the following month. So even if this is a couple days before the end of the month, anything that I apply now would be applied at the first of the next month. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.